Hey family, how you guys doing? I'm your niche coach, Alicia Lester, and today on Get Your Shit Together, we are going to talk about stress management. So if anybody wants to know what this soccer ball is, first, click subscribe. Click subscribe. I'll bring it back, but click subscribe so you guys can tune in and always get this good content that I'm bringing your way. I appreciate you all. Get those followers up. Like it, share it, tell a friend, play it for whoever. I appreciate it, guys, so much. Again, I'm your niche coach, Alicia Lester. Follow me on all social media platforms. I appreciate it. You can also follow me. You can also go to my website, niche-coach.com, for any coaching needs you may have. I always let everybody know I coach the 3 P's, and I put up 4 fingers, the 3 P's. That's the person, the professional, and the parent. I think those things are very important. Stress is within all of those. Stress comes with parenting, stress comes with being a professional, and stress comes with just being a regular person. So I really wanted to talk on that. It seems like a much needed topic right now. So for those that don't know, my husband is a mental health therapist. So we have all these little gadgets to talk about feelings and things like that in our home. Honey, the Lord must have known what I needed when I needed it, because being able to talk and discuss things, it really helps. It really helps in the long run. It helps you hash out some things from your past. It helps you prepare for some things that may come against you in your future. So I want to do some Q&A, but because I can't do Q&A with you guys, honey, I'm just going to lay it all out on the line and put it on the table so you guys can kind of get to know me and how I handle and manage certain things. I have not thrown the ball around or answered any questions beforehand, so you all will get raw, honest answers. And if it's something that I feel like might be just a little bit too much for the program, I'll simply go to another question. So the thing is, whatever your thumb lands on, that's the question you have to ask. So in my case, I'll ask myself, and then you guys will get the answer. Stress is something. Stress can cause so many things. For others that don't know, I was a hairstylist for over 20 years. I am now retired. I love being able to say that word, child. It makes me sound like I'm so old. But I'm retired now. But as a hairstylist, I was able to change the trajectory of my clients' days. That was very important to me. They would come in stressed. They would come in upset, angry, all kinds of things. I remember having a client one time, she told me that when she came in so I could do her hair, that was supposed to be the last time I was going to do her hair. And I'm like, why? You're going somewhere else? And she said, no, I was going to end my life that day. I just wanted my hair to be done when I did it. And although we can kind of chuckle about it now, just that she was so vain that she wanted to look fly as she went out, I cried. I cried so hard because this was a client that I spent damn near every week with for about 13, 14 years. And I had no idea that my client was going through these things and that she was dealing with these situations, no matter how much we talk. So sometimes people can mask the hurt so well that you don't even know. But if you really step back, I had to really step back, and I had to just remember who she was as she started coming in. I mean, when she was coming in, as opposed to who she became. And there was a change, but I didn't know it enough to know that that could have been the last time that I saw her and was able to love on her. So I would make all of my clients experience in my chair a welcomed one, an amazing experience. Not only are you cute, but I need you to feel it in the inside. And so that was important. I wish I had these kind of balls when I was actually styling hair, because it would have helped a lot. We have about 6 to 8 of these, and they're all different things. So this week we're going to do stress management. I'm going to come back next week and I'm going to do something different. But I just want you guys to know that stress can cause hair loss. It can cause weight loss. It can cause depression. It can cause eating disorders. It can cause so many different things because you feel like you have nowhere else to go and you feel like you don't know how to manage your stress. And everybody gets stressed out. Some people stress without even knowing that they're stressed out. I used to have clients and they're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. She thought that the stress was things like her job or her man and all that, but it wasn't that. It was her health. And then I had another client, it was her children that were stressing her out, but she didn't put one with the other. She didn't put stress with raising children. Child, that I think that is where the stress come from. Honey, I know for sure it was tough. In all my little 24 years of being a mom, I know for sure that parenting can cause stress. It can. Doesn't mean that you don't love your babies. It doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to be a good parent. I think the great parent is probably the one that is stressed. That's why you stress, because you are trying to be a great parent. But I want you guys to know that I don't want you to stop. Keep pushing, keep doing what it is you need to do. You will, God will give you double for your trouble. I want you to know that. So let's see. Question. Let's see. If you took a 1-minute mental vacation, where would you go? Y'all, a mental vacation, Lord. I think if I took a 1-minute mental vacation, it would probably be to sleep. And the reason why I say this is because sometimes I feel like I don't get enough sleep because I'm constantly being something for someone else within my household. So I'm always the wife, always the mom, always the friend, always the one telling jokes, always the one that, always that, always cleaning up, always picking up. Yeah, so I'll probably go to sleep after a minute. Let's see. Let's say toss again. Let's see. Is trying something new energizing or stressful? For me, it's energizing. I'm a little different. I'm wired a little bit different. I don't allow new things to stress me out. If I got too much anxiety or if it's too stressful before I even get there, I probably don't need to go. I probably don't. So for me, it's energizing. So it allows me to either prepare or figure out what it is I'm going to do once I get there. Am I going to be a listener? Am I the speaker? Am I the doer? Am I helping? All of that kind of stuff. So I like to meet new people. I love to be able to communicate with others and just kind of bounce ideas and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think that it would be stressful for me. I think it would be energizing for me, since those are my two options. Oh, and also for you guys too. I don't want you to be stressed when you go to new situations. Now, I'm not saying that you can't feel a little something, but don't let it get you to the point where you're so stressed out that now you are kind of rocking back and forth and you're teetering on the other side of greatness. Sometimes you just have to open that door and just step right in and do what it is that you need to do. You have no idea how your presence is probably needed in that space. So let it energize you. Do not let it stress you. Let's see. Is saying I'm sorry hard for you? Is saying I'm sorry hard for you? Ooh, wait. No. It used to be in my younger years. It was real hard for me because your pride and your ego gets in the way. So you're like, I'm not saying sorry. I didn't do that. But once I realized that saying sorry was not for me and that the apology was not for me, I started saying it everywhere because I started to heal then. So I'm saying sorry to people that hurt me or that came against me. And I know some people, some of you are looking at me like, what do you mean? That apology was never for them. If somebody wronged me and I know for sure they wronged me and they know they wronged me, that apology is so I can let go of whatever hurt or anger or, or distaste I have for them. So I can sleep good at night. I'm not going to block my blessings because I'm pissed off at you. You will, then you won. Then your ass won. I love to win. So that's not going to work for me. So no, saying I'm sorry is not hard for me. Because the apology oftentimes isn't for you anyway. It's for me, so I can heal, get better, grow, and all that. Same thing with you guys. Just saying I'm sorry is okay. And sometimes you need to say I'm sorry because maybe what you said or what you did was offensive to that other person. It may not have felt like that to you, but it may have felt like that to them. Your ears aren't their ears, so you can't tell anyone how to feel. So nope, not hard for me. Let's see. What most relaxes you? What most relaxes you? Honestly, for me, being outside. And it's so crazy because I'm not really an outdoorsy kind of person, but I have learned to enjoy scenery. I've learned to enjoy scenery so much and just kind of let my mind kind of go and wander and all that kind of stuff. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds like some shit off of a movie, but try it because it allows you to be able to let go. Sometimes I find myself in my front yard or my backyard, child, watching birds fly or watching them eat or watching just all kinds of, watching the trees blow, watching airplanes go by, all of that. And it just reminds me that I'm in the moment and I'm human and I feel like everybody else feels. And I don't have to allow so much stress to come and sit on my shoulders that I can't let go for at least a moment. So child, I be watching all kind of stuff. I do. I really do. And that's what I want you guys to do also. Sometimes just sit back. Think about what relaxes you. Think about what makes you feel good and do more of it, like all the time. If reading makes you feel good, read it, read some more. If writing makes you feel good, writing also makes me feel good also, but scenery was the first thing that came to my mind. But just do more of what makes you feel good. Let's see. I'm gonna do about 3 more of these. What work task would you most like to avoid? Being a business owner, having multiple businesses, I think the task that I would like to avoid the most is terminating employees, or delivering bad news to people. Oh my gosh, I hate that. It hurts my heart. I'm not lying. You could be the worst employee ever, but to know that due to your actions, I have to let you go. My first thought goes to your family, to the lack that you could possibly experience or the whatever. Sometimes I'm more sad than you are, to have to let you go, but at the same time, I have to be a business owner and I have to think business all the time because business does not stop, and I can't allow one person to take my business and drive it into the ground because of their shenanigans. Same thing with you guys. I want you guys to, think about the tasks that you probably, would like to avoid. Doesn't mean you have to avoid it. It's just one that you don't like to do as much, but it's very necessary. If you have your own business, there are going to be some things that you're not going to want to do, that you're not going to want to say, that you're not going to want to feel, but it comes and it happens all the time. But you can't think with your heart. You have to think with your mind. So your mind is telling you that this is not good for the company. First and foremost, you always have to take care of the company. You always have to do that because your life and other people's lives and livelihoods depend on it. So think like a boss. If that's what you are. Is there a new hobby you are hoping to start? A new hobby. Let me see. Not at the moment. I don't have a new hobby. I'm still, real estate. Real estate, definitely doing that. So studying my butt off for that. I'm also in school to obtain a degree for something else. But real estate is definitely going to be my new hobby. So if I can just go on the weekends, sell a house or two, I'm winning and I'm shopping. Let's see. What are your most dreaded household chores? Child, it's between those dishes and laundry. I'll put the laundry in, but I just have a issue with folding it. So maybe the same for everybody. When I'm stressed, I clean when I'm stressed. Child, I clean and I throw things. I've been throwing shit all around this house, just to go back and clean it all up again. But that is something that I do. I get extremely silent and I just start cleaning, because I don't know what else my words are going to come out mean and my actions and all that kind of stuff. So before I say something that is going to hurt someone, it's best I just keep it inside and go ahead and clean the hell out of that laundry room. I'll do that because a lot of my stress isn't caused by anybody in my home. Okay, them toddlers, they do the most. They really, really do. But aside from that, I just lost my mother in June. So that brings about stress and things like that. Every Sunday is pretty hard for me. So I noticed that I wake up angry on Sundays. I'm asking mama, she got to help me with this thing. But I do know that about me, and I'm transparent and human enough to say that I can notice the change within myself. So if you notice a change within you, seek help or talk to someone or write it down or write it out and just kind of try to figure it out. So that way you're not projecting your issues off onto somebody else. Stress management. Is your space usually organized or cluttered, or do you care? If y'all can see my desk right now, everything is lined up. I have to have order. I have to have things organized because it helps me learn. It helps me to make better decisions. It helps me to think straight. It helps me in so many different areas of my life. So I have to make sure that things are organized. I make sure that my children's rooms and things like that, after they tear them up, I have to go back and reorganize because I need to know where the hell your shoes are because we're about to go. Bailey, I need to know where the hell all your bows are for, so I can make sure that your hair is styled every day. So I've always been a very organized person, which is crazy because I am married to someone that is not organized at all. He calls it an organized mess. I just call that shit mess. But so we have to learn balance because, child, I was ready to walk out the door because I just didn't understand why your shoes is in the way every day. Like that was a problem for me when we first met. But when I had to weigh my options, child, pick them shoes up and go on about your day and do what you need to do. And that's what I do. Let's see. And I want you guys to do the same thing. So after I answer a question, I want to also give you guys the opportunity to know and to, just kind of think about your own life. Think about your own self. Are you an organized person? Are you a person that likes clutter? I need you to know you have to declutter your life. You have to declutter your mind, your space, all of those things. That way you can think clearly. That way you're not just making rash decisions because you can't see, a clean space. So I need you guys to be able to organize. It doesn't have to be like my desk look right now because I look like I got a little bit of OCD. And I could, and that would be my business, but I just want you to know that if you can see the problem, you can fix the problem. But if you just keep covering up the problem, now it's a big problem. So I need you to be able to just declutter your life, your everything, your heart, all those things, honey. That's why we give out these apologies for us, so we can declutter your heart and your mind. Let's see. Let me just find a good one, honey, a real, real good one. I can't find one. Let me see. For how long can you comfortably unplug? Me. Unplug. Where did they do that at? Comfortably for me, no longer than about 30 minutes. No longer than about 30 minutes because at some point my toddlers need me, my husband needs me, someone needs me. But I also ask my husband all the time, just give me a moment. Give me a moment so I can kind of put me back together. I fall apart every day to put myself back together. And it's cool because every time I put myself back together, I come back bigger and better and stronger. That's the goal all the time, bigger and better and stronger. So time management is really, really important for me. So I just need about 30 minutes just so I can get it together. My shirt says, dope chicks create dope shit. And I truly believe that. I really, really do. I always say the word dope constantly. I have to watch it. Sometimes I say it at church and friends and older people and all of that, but the word really means something to me because I know for sure that I have become one dope ass chick. Why do I know that? Not because anybody has ever told me that, but because when I look at where I've come from and I pay attention to where I've been and all that I've had to go through to get to where I am, that was some really dope shit. And it's not for the weak. It's absolutely not for the weak. So I make sure that I can't have all that stress upon me because if I do, then it stands in the way of my dopeness. And that's a problem for me. And if I could see that in you, I need to do what I need. I need to do what I can to make sure that we can eliminate those things. So let's try to knock these things down. Let's try to figure it out. So if you need coaching on the person that you are, the professional that you are, or even the parent that you are, call me. hit me up, send me a message, reach out to the website so we can discuss what package possibly works for you and things like that. And sometimes all consultations are free. And sometimes it's not even me that you need. Sometimes you have it already in you. So, honey, one thing I will not do is ever take anybody's money or design a program outside of someone that already got it. If you already got it made, honey, all you need is a push from me. So now I'm going to push you on out there to do what you need to do. And I'm going to check on you periodically just to make sure you are knocking those things down that we discussed. It's not about getting paid. It's not about the money. It's not about that. If I wanted that, I would have kept doing hair and just kept listening. And you know what I'm saying? No. I want to really, really get into the root of the problem. Making your hair pretty and making you look cute and all that, that's fine. But what are we masking? Let's figure out what the problem really is, and let's start there. But I can't do it by myself. You have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to tap in and do what it takes do what it takes to get to where you want to be and where you feel good. I want you to feel good. When I hit you up and when I call you, I don't want you down. I don't want you down. Let's get up. Let's figure this thing out. Let's get up. Let's stand up together. When you're on the phone with me, from time to time, I'll let you know. Stand up. Stand up, walk around. I don't care where you at right now. If you're bold enough to call me while you're at work, that's fine. Get your ass up at work. Walk around for a second. I don't want you just sitting there in that sorrow and that pain and that hurt and all of that kind of stuff. I don't want you doing that. If you're driving, pull over for a second. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that we're doing, wherever we're having this session at, if we're together and you need a moment, let's take this moment. Because I want you to reach your full potential. And it's not something that happens overnight. I didn't become the dope chick overnight. I didn't do that. I was a 15-year-old mom. So, they counted me out a long time ago. I was a high school dropout. I was a GED graduate. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that should have definitely held me back. But I just couldn't allow it to, because I knew that there were some things that I needed to create. I knew that there were some other people that were just like me, in the same boat as me. They didn't even have to be the same color as me or the same age as me, but I knew that there were other people that were dealing with that same type of stress in their life. So my thing was, let's change it. Let's change the narrative. Let's try to figure it out. Let's put this in a completely different perspective so people can see who they really are, and that you are not everything that all these other people have called you to be. Be who God called you to be. Be who you done called yourself to be. If you pray, you pray. If you don't, you don't. That's your business. I don't care nothing about it. I know where my help come from, and you have to know where your help come from. But what we need to do is make sure that you are living up to your potential, and make sure that you are knocking these goals down and doing the things that you need to do. Let's be sure of that. Let's make sure that that's what you're doing. If not, you're just in a hamster wheel, and you're going to keep going round and round and round and round. That's not what I want. I don't want you sleeping on these dreams. Some of you have skills you didn't even know that you had. I have seen so many creative friends, so many people on Facebook creating so many things. I had no idea I had this many friends that could cook. I didn't know I had this many friends that could create objects and all that kind of stuff. But do you know where everybody mess up at? Everybody wants to create their own. First of all, you guys are creating the same things. Same things. So how amazing is that 5 people are very, very good at making the same thing, but nobody wants to open a store together? It doesn't have to say Bob's Shop. It doesn't have to say that. Find a common name that everybody can pull from. Go into partnerships. Go into, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's okay. It's enough for everybody to eat. You got customers, you got customers, you got customers, and you got customers. You think they won't all come to the same store? And the great part about it is, maybe there's a day that you're off that day. Or maybe you're so booked up, or you're so backed up that day that you can push orders onto somebody else. Do you know how great it feels to be in a position to make sure that other people can eat also? Being a salon owner for me for almost 20 years, do you know how good it felt to know that I was employing people in my community, people that I grew up with, people that I went to school with, people that I have loved on for years, people that has loved on me for years? Just to be able to provide a space, a safe space for them to be able to come in and work. They all had the ability to have their own businesses. And guess what? They all opened up their own businesses. Every single last one of them. All they had to do was they just paid attention. They understood the assignment. So now they're all a boss. Every single last one of them. You know what I'm saying? And do you know how good that makes me feel? Even other businesses. You know how good it makes me feel to be able to write or figure out payroll or pass out these checks and sign these checks and make sure that these people and their families eat? Are you crazy? You know how that feels? If you don't, you should. It feels good. It feels amazing to know that you are the reason for Thanksgiving. You are the reason them babies had a Christmas. You are the reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when I say the reason, I'm saying you put a job in place for these people to come in and apply. You didn't do the work. They did the work, but you were able to provide a job for that person. So instead of everybody wanting to be their own boss and make their own, so what happens is you get so bogged down with sales, you get scared, you get nervous. So now you stop. You turn your phone off, you turn your messenger off, you quit answering your phone, you quit answering your emails and all of that. So now people can't get a hold of you. So now what do? They go to somebody else. They go to somebody else. And now they don't want to come back to you no more because you have poor communication and you didn't talk to them and say what you needed to say. But do you know how amazing it would be if all of you went in on a brick and mortar and found, you know what I'm saying, and did your thing? Or if you all, these online sales and all that, come on now. You're making it harder. Everybody want to go in a salon and in a studio suite and they buy themselves and everybody's just stuck up in one room and it's just the two of you, and that shit ain't weird to y'all. I mean, not to everybody. I know what it's like, but I'm just saying, do you know how great it is if you can find some amazing stylists and all work together? Do you know how much money you getting? If all those stylists went in and purchased a building, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. You find you a good partner. You find you a good partner and y'all go in and y'all open a building together. And then now you got, you know what I'm saying? Own the suites. Own it. So that way you can rent them out. From time to time, every month, you have some parties. Not parties, but you know what I'm saying? Things for the customers, things for the clients, things to bring everybody together because everybody's so stuck in a room. You don't see people whether they're coming or going. Some people are okay with that, but I'm just saying how it used to be. So, but everybody is different, each to his own. I just kind of threw that little tidbit in there just because I see so many people creating these amazing projects and doing all these amazing things. And I'm purchasing things and I'm purchasing clothes from all these different boutiques and things like that. And I'm like, God damn. Do you know how awesome it would be if you all put your clothes in a store together? Do you know how much money? Do you know the amount of inventory? So that way you can't say, I'm sorry, I only got 3 of these. That other person will say, that's okay. I'll buy this. Because now you have so much stuff, honey, you got options. There's options. Instead of, I only got 3 of these, I only got 2 of these, I only got 1, and I'm closed on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday because I'm going to Cancun. Come on. But again, that's your business. I can't tell you how to run it, how to make your money, how to do what you got to, how to do anything. I can't. That's completely up to you. I want you to know how to manage your time and manage your stress. That's all I want you guys to do. And if you just take a moment, think about what fuels you. Think about what triggers you. Think about what relaxes you. That's what I want you to do. Think about those things. Whatever your triggers are, remove yourself. Whatever that stress is, control yourself. Control yourself. If you know that every time you get around this certain cousin, your spirit don't sit right, y'all quit going to her house. Quit going anywhere where she's at. She just carrying that from house to house to house. You don't need to because it disturbs you. That's a problem. It's a problem with either yourself or it's a problem with her. But either way it go, the two don't need to mix. So unless there's a conversation that's going to be had, chill out and back. Stop wanting to be accepted so much that you're willing to take on all the stress of being these people's family and being in these people's face because all they doing is playing all behind your back. So just don't go where the stress is. Your job. Some of you want a certain job so bad that when you get there, you're so damn stressed out, you don't know what to do. Pay attention to the job description. Pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to how the last person looked and felt when they had that same position. Pay attention because it'll soon be you because you want it so bad. Pay attention to all those things and manage your stress accordingly. Sometimes it's hard to get away from all of the stress, but if you can eliminate some, eliminate it. If every time you go home, if your man causes your blood pressure to rise, eliminate them. Okay? If every time your kids is, your oldest child or your whatever your kids are, every time you work so hard, you buy them everything, you do so much, but they stressing you out, eliminate it. Why are you buying them everything? Why are you doing so much? Every single day you're making a fool out your own ass because you know good and well they are not doing what they need to do and not, performing to the best of their abilities. So you got to step back sometimes. You don't need that extra stress. The school keep calling you and keep doing this, keep doing that, yet you still going out and buying new shit and doing this and taking them here and there and all that kind of stuff. Put your foot down. Put your foot down, lessen your stress. That's all you got to do. Put your foot down and lessen your stress. If you know every time you get on social media, this one person just pisses you off, child, delete that person or mute them or whatever you got to do. If you don't want to delete them, that's fine. Unfollow them. Unfollow them. Y'all just be letting people that don't mean anything work you up. Get your panties all in a bunch and shit. You don't want to tell them all your business. Don't do it. Relax. I want you guys to relax. That's all you got to do. I'm not saying stress won't come. I'm saying I want you to be able to identify it once it gets there or as it's approaching and move accordingly. That's all I need you to do. So in the meantime, I want you guys to get your shit together. Again, I'm your niche coach, Alicia Lester. I appreciate you all. We will come back with a new ball and new questions. And I'm going to help you guys navigate through this thing. I am your life coach, Alicia Lester. I thank you so much. Again, click subscribe right now so that way you don't miss me when I'm coming on. You never know when I'm coming on, child. I got these toddlers. I got all these kids and grandkids and husband and life and all that kind of stuff. So shit happens. But in the meantime, you keep getting your shit together and I will continue to be there to help you navigate along the way.